Hey, you ready for some Sabbath time? I'm not talking about Black Sabbath, the band. I'm talking about taking a break. Let's do it. I would say this is one of the hardest things to do, and that is for us to take a Sabbath. And what a Sabbath is a 24-hour period where we just worship God, read the Bible, pray. It's where we kind of take ourselves offline, if you will. A lot of people in modern day will say, okay, we're not going to do devices. And we've been talking about that. How do we deal with this addiction we have to our devices, this unhealthy attachment? We talked about last week about 60 to 70% of people get really anxious if their phone is taken from them. You know, and that's rough, because that shows me that it is ruling my life, and it shows me that my mood, often dictated by what I see on social media and all of that, when the stuff you watch on TV. I mean, it's think about how much time we would have to be with people, how much time we would have to read the scripture and to do all that, and yet we say, well, all the time. But we make time for all those other things. Okay, so what are we going to do? And I think that rushing around, that trying to answer every text, trying to make sure I don't miss any email, make sure I don't miss any of my shows, and the latest one just came on, that just dropped, I got to watch that video, and this podcast just came through, and I got to get caught up, and blah, blah, we're on and on and on and on, and it's 24/7, it's every day, all the time, 7 days a week, and we don't take any time. And God's saying, look, you're not wired for that. You need that 24-hour period. Science backs it up as well. It's so important. We should have a mini one every day where we take at least 7 to 8 hours of rest, of sleep, where we're just sleeping. And many of us can't even do that because we're so restless and our minds won't shut down. Yeesh. Whoa. Okay, so here's Jesus talking about the Sabbath. Mark 2, let's look at verses 27 to 28. And Jesus is talking about what the Sabbath is really all about. And he says to them, he goes, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath, because there were people that were trying to police the Sabbath and saying, oh, you can't do any work, you can't do this, you can't lift a finger, you can't, he's saying, look, it's not for you to run it, you're not the police of it. No, the Sabbath was made for you. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath, because they were trying to catch him and trying to condemn Jesus because he was, allowing his disciples to pluck grain and kind of crush up the things and eat because they were hungry. And he's saying, look, the Sabbath wasn't some legalistic thing for you to lord over others. It was God in all his sovereignty and all of his glory saying, you need to rest. You were wired to need a day off, a full day. And how many of us cheat that? How many of us cheat that? How many of us feel guilty when we take that break, when we unplug for a little bit and we feel like we're missing something? We feel like life is passing us by because everybody else is driven and, you got to get ahead. That just it's destroying us. And God says, let's rest in him. And so as you look at this book, that's kind of at the heart of this reset and recenter and reset. Reset your life. Take that time. And I think it's going to be really important. Gather your kids around. Go through some of those things. Ask those hard questions and say, Lord, where am I out of whack here? Where do I need to get back to your love, your mercy? Get back to just meditating and praying about what you did for me, how you died on that cross and rose for me. And by meditate, I mean like you're just locking in, and you're trying to again take that time without the distractions, without all of the pressures to get ahead. I mean, the Sabbath was to say, look, God's got it. He's got it. It's actually a way of trusting him at the heart of it. Saying, Lord, the universe can run when I am on my break. And I need that break. I need him to continue to recharge me and help me and encourage me to get back to that gospel, to get back to that truth, His love, His forgiveness, His strength. All right, I'm praying that that helps you. Go through the book, download it. You'll find that in the description. I'm just praying this is a helpful time for us. I think it's time to stop just complaining about how things have run amok, and just get a hold of it, and really just have God get a hold of it for us. All right, I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through. Hit that subscribe button and share this with somebody, and we will talk to you next time for another one.